What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be jumping into Suicide Squad 2021 Annual. And if you haven't been keeping up with the Infinite Frontier Suicide Squad line, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well at the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on in this line. Now, this is the story that many of you have been waiting for. The true understanding of why Connor Kent, of why Superboy has been working for Amanda Waller. The truth has finally come out. And this truth is going to make Superboy question everything. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this annual edition, we are picking up with Flagg and Amanda Waller on one of his first missions. He's talking to Amanda Waller about Task Force X, about the Suicide Squad, and how you can get this team to be able to operate and operate effectively. And from day one, Flagg has always believed that if you just let us know what is going on, if you told us what we are fighting for, then these guys might be more willing to comply and fight more vigorously. But of course, Amanda Waller, from day one, has never been about informing them anything more than they need to know. Amanda Waller has always been about the mission, while Flagg, he has always been about the squad. While the mission is definitely an important aspect, he has always cared about the squad that is underneath him, on trying to ensure as many of them stay alive as possible. And recently, Amanda Waller has changed, and we know everything that she has planned. We saw it all transpire in the Future State event. Amanda Waller, she is building her own Justice League, and she is going to use this Justice League to take over the world. Now, Flagg, it seems to be that he has an understanding that she has plans of taking over this Earth. And of course, he's not going to let that happen. He's going to do whatever he can to stop her. But after he found this information out, Amanda Waller threw him in a cell. He was only lucky to escape because when Red X made his way into the facility, someone freed him, not knowing who it was, but in all of the commotion, his cell had been unlocked. And this is where Flagg made his escape. And now he vows to take her down, to take down Amanda Waller, to reform the Suicide Squad with a bunch of old members, or any members he can get his hands on, to build a new team that can take her down, to stop this Justice League from taking over the planet. But we know Amanda Waller, she has no eyes for this Earth, believing this Earth is already done with. Having its own Justice League and them still not doing what is necessary, this Earth doesn't really need saving in comparison to, say, Earth 3, where you have the crime syndicate. And so Amanda Waller, she is building a Justice League that can take on the crime syndicate. That is her entire goal, to create a Justice League for a Earth that truly needs it. But as she is discussing all of this information, this is when one of the guards rush in because something is going on right now. That something has to do with Superboy. And that's what picks us up with Connor and Superboy. Superboy and Superboy standing off, looking at one another. Now, of course, Amanda Waller, she was hoping that this did not happen, and she tells her guards to initiate all of the castle protocols. To do this immediately, and until the protocols have been completed, everybody is fending for themselves. And this is where we see the fight begin. We see clone versus clone, Superboy versus Superboy. Now, while all of this is going on, while these two are starting their brawl, the rest of the team, they make their way down into the facility. Their main objective was to get something that was supposed to help Superboy, something Amanda Waller says he needs right away. And as they make their way into the facility, they're seeing that this is some old research lab. And as they're uncovering all of these truths, our Suicide Squad Superboy, he believes this guy to be an Earth 3 imposter, some kind of evil version of him. But our punk rock Superboy, he's trying to tell him that he is Superboy, that he saw the surveillance of him at Teen Titans Tower, and it got him wondering what is going on. Now, our Suicide Squad Superboy, he's not hearing any of this. He believes him to just be an imposter, to be somebody evil. Maybe he doesn't know at this point. He just knows it's somebody that looks like him, has his powers, and he believes him to be the enemy. Now, while our Suicide Squad is down in this facility, they're learning a lot of information. One thing specifically that they're learning is that they have been working on clones down here. And it's not just anybody, it's the Agenda. Now, the Agenda, they're the ones that made clones of Superboy. Now, Match has been an interesting character, exhibiting the powers kind of similar to Superboy, but it's been theorized that he has greater control of it. But the only thing about Match is that his clone body and mind, they slowly rot away over time, and he is not nearly as invulnerable as the actual Superboy. But as they are uncovering all of this information, this is when they get attacked by tons and tons of robots coming in from every direction, up, down, left, right, robots galore. Activating some kind of security protocol, they are now fighting for their lives. While on the outside, Superboy and Superboy are going at one another. Their fight still continuing on, but our Suicide Squad slicing through some robots. And as they reach the room that they needed to get to, they all get stopped dead in their tracks, because what they see blows their freaking minds. But this is where we see the Superboy fight come to an end. And that happens because Suicide Squad Superboy has a building come collapsing down on top of him. With this building falling on top of him, we see Superboy go to clear out the rubble, and all of the suspicions have been confirmed. This is not Superboy. This is the clone of Superboy. The Suicide Squad Superboy is actually Match. And of course that makes sense. Amanda Waller, she could never kidnap him. There is no way she would get away with kidnapping the real Connor, with kidnapping the real Superboy. Everybody would be on top of her in a heartbeat. And so she got the next best thing. That next best thing, of course, is Match. Now, inside the facility, our Suicide Squad is currently fighting off tons of robots still. And with them all being surrounded, this is where we see Canary from Earth 3. She gives out a screech and takes all of them out. Now, she came back to consciousness. They've been kidnapping her. After she does this, Culebra knocks her the heck out, because their job is still to kidnap her and bring her back to Amanda Waller. Now, on the outside, Match is starting to lose it, because he has no memory of any of this. He believed himself to be Superboy. He believed himself to be Connor. He had no reason to think otherwise, because those are all the memories he had. And so now, learning all of this, having his reality coming tearing down around him, he lashes out. He lashes out to the only individual around him, that being Superboy. And Superboy tries to tell him that, we thought you were dead, and that this is all Waller's doing. Everything that has happened, you being here right now, has everything to do with Waller and nothing to do with us. Now, Amanda Waller, having checkmate coming down around her, she evacuates her base through a portal. Taking this portal, she makes her exit. Now being wanted by the US government, wanted by the Justice League, her Suicide Squad Task Force X is now all on the run. And Superboy and Match making their way down into the facility. This is where he looks around and he recognizes the Agenda. The people that had originally cloned him, designed him to make him better or stronger, or at least that was the intent. And as they look around, in giant capsules, all around them are cloned Superboys. And we see Bloodsport, he takes that serum that Amanda Waller was after, injecting this into Match. It kind of brings him back to life, if you will. It makes him look and act like Superboy. But before it can be injected into him, he grabs it and he smashes it in his hand. Now, Superboy, he says that Amanda Waller is going to pay for everything that she has done. And with the Justice League and Checkmate now currently inbound, they're gonna do everything they can to help Match out. But right before his eyes, this is where we see the entirety of the team teleported out, because Amanda Waller just teleported all of them out instantaneously. And that's what's going to pick us up on Task Force X Island. Location unknown. And currently Amanda Waller is going over all of the information that she has gotten on what is going on with everybody, how everybody is dealing with this new information they got, and keeping everybody really on a tight leash as it stands until she can ensure that everybody is still on board with her. Now, the rest of the team, they don't know what to do here, with Match really starting to understand that he's not Superboy after believing for so long that he truly was Superboy. He's having to come to terms with everything that he has learned. And the rest of the team, they want to get that Superboy back, because if they can get him back, he can rescue all of them, get them off of this godforsaken island, and get them out of this room. And of course, Amanda Waller, she is definitely concerned on if he is a lost cause, on if Match is going to be a waste of time. But as it stands, he's stable. But you can't put this back in the box. He knows who he is, and he knows what he is. But when it comes to his fighting ability, everything was off of the charts when he was going against Superboy. So even if this isn't Superman, even if this isn't Superboy, this is their Superman. Now that's what's going to take us to an undisclosed location yet again. This time with Flagg getting into one of these black sites. One of these black sites that hold criminals. Because Flagg has every intention of rebuilding the Suicide Squad, to make a Suicide Squad that can actually stop Amanda Waller. And now that Amanda Waller is currently on the run, Flagg doesn't have to hide anymore. And going into this black site, he teams up with somebody that will be able to find out where she went. That individual, of course, is Mirror Master. The individual that can see through any freaking mirror, any reflection. And so if you want to be able to hunt down Amanda Waller, this is going to be the best individual to do it with. And of course, Flagg having a trick up his sleeve. He has an inside man, somebody on the inside feeding him information, and that somebody is Talon. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, I hope this alleviates a lot of the issue that people were having with Superboy, Connor working for Amanda Waller and being on the Suicide Squad, because this is a great revelation. This is showing us that it's not Superboy or anything else like that. This is actually Match. It's one of what appeared to be hundreds and hundreds of clones. Probably something Amanda Waller took control of, and once she realized that she had a more or less endless supply of Superboys at her disposal, she realized the true potential of what she could do. That true potential being able to rescue a world like Earth 3, being able to create her own Suicide Squad and have them be the heroes that a Earth like Earth 3 truly needs. I, for one, think it was a great revelation, definitely the way to go, definitely the direction that they needed to take, the revelation that they needed to expose to us. And so Match is now going to have a decision to make. Does he continue down this course? Does he try to be the Superboy that Amanda Waller thinks he can be? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.